To look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions. The first game's out of the way, time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. Gibson to start the drive. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. Wentz now to throw. And right away he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on a final return for the Detroit touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. Well, this defense for the Lions, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Only 7 players crossed 1,000 yards rushing last season, and one of them was Gibson, who made a big jump forward in his 2nd season. Entering his 3rd campaign, he cemented himself as one of the building blocks for the Commanders.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because, as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Wentz to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here's Williams to return. A nice little juke. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. half, and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10. Right at the 50-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. That one a 1st down pickup of 8. The Lions are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they've gotten a pretty good deal from the schedule makers as well. Home dates in Weeks 1 and 2.
And I would believe that they would need to take advantage of that, partner, because as you can imagine, the road dates will pile up later this season. So this is a great opportunity for them to put some early distance on the rest of the division and create a little bit of a cushion for them for later in the year.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about with one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly, it's a big man's game. It's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
But not many guys who can blow up plays like Chase Young. He did it again there.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Rolling to his left, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play, one-on-one matchup if someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think
extra DB here on third down. To throw, it's Wentz. And it's a fumble. They'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Lions 7, Commanders 0.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Working from the gun, Wentz. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 21 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Wentz. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Not to take him for granted, but it was business as usual for Terry McLaurin, up over 1,000 yards for the 2nd straight year. Now he gets to work with Carson Wentz in Washington, and may be the best receiver Wentz has had to throw to in his entire 7-year career. That connection, he gets a first down with that throw.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. And Thomas has it. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. To throw is Wentz. Able to connect with Dotson. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Back to the ground with Gibson. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. And Wood's going to slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. It goes as a gain of 8 and moves the chains.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Gibson again, and not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
So here we go on a 3rd and goal. This Lions defense, they haven't broken yet. Gibson. And Gibson looking for some kind of opening, but he has none. They rally up to stop him short of the marker. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Wentz to the sideline on 4th down. Joey Sly is out there now for the Washington field goal. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, their goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
From the 50, it's Goff. He's got him in, complete. And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 45 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive. And these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Here's Swift, and he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. DeAndre Swift, his first touchdown of the new season, and the Lions are in for 6. Extra point by Seibert up and good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. No return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, More than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Throwing is Wentz. The defense gets a hand on it, but he still grabs it. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Well, just say thank you, Mr. QB. That ball gets tipped in the air, and they come out with a first down.
You said it before, sometimes better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, but what you have to do as a defender, that ball's in the air, you've got to go up and get it, and at worst, knock it to the ground.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Wentz to throw again. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete. They made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Lines up and lets it go for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. On the return is Williams. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
The final shot before break here. Goff. He's going to let it go again. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Third quarter starts with a run from Swift. Fights through it. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Once again, it's Swift. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 45 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now a first down throw, gone. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. This is Swift on the counter. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
6 DBs on the field for Washington on third down. Here's Goff. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them.
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. There's Jamin Davis, the former Kentucky Wildcat, bringing the pressure that time. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Throwing on second and long. Goff. This one caught. It's the tight end, Hockenson. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Goff. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Third and long. It's Goff. And he fires one that's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Well, here in this third quarter, the whole complexion of the ball game flips on a dime there, CD. This is back to a one-score game.
And sometimes when your offense is sputtering, you as a defensive unit have to take it upon yourselves to say, we've got to go out there, maybe take a few chances along the way, and see if we can generate some points ourselves. And lo and behold, they were able to deliver.
The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field.
So the kick goes through, and then the penalty, that will add some yardage to the upcoming kickoff.
And now you got a choice about how you want to proceed, because on the kickoff with the additional yardage, you may want to game plan it and just boot it high and make the kicking team return and try and pin them in deep. Or you just go and boot it through the opposite uprights and take the guaranteed touchback.
This Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. In search of redemption from the pick six. Goff.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Goff, a handoff here to Swift. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
First down, and they go with Swift again.
And he's got some space here. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
89 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Swift going to try up the middle.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Goff.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Goff. Williams loses the football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
There he goes left side. He's at the 40, the 20. And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown.
Slide for the PAT.
It's good, and they'll take a 17-14 lead.
Makes the score. Commanders 17. Lions 14.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily to look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Goff's throw complete there to St. Brown.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now it's gone. And this is incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They will look for some important yardage on 3rd down. From here, it would be a 60-yard boot. Goff now looking to throw.
Finding Hockenson here on the out route.
Yeah, boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle is going to leave him about a yard or so short. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Lions turned away on 4th down.
And the Commanders come through with a 4th down stand. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down times. They've got to work on getting first downs. Keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over. I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On 2nd and 11 now. Wentz. And this one is incomplete.
The offense schemed going 5 wide, trying to create a chance for the big shot, and they took it. If he comes down with that one, that's a huge offensive swing. But credit the defense with a nice play, knocking that one away.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now Goff taps this forward. That's a jet sweep. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Goff. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
And good yardage there on 1st down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Back to throw, Goff. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. To throw is Goff. Man open, it's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is going to have the Lions 1st down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that can be your safety valve we saw right there.
Yeah, they picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Goff. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think his big boys up front, that offensive line, they've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good. And instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. A fourth quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. Room here to run. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. You can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Straight ahead, Gibson. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. A bit of extra pressure now for this one on Joey Slye. This to swell the lead to 6. Slye able to put this one through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
106 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady game.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Goff. Open man is Raymond. He's got it. And he's going to have a Lions first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Goff now to throw.
As
And that's out to the flat for Swift. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now it's gone. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just up.
And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Goff. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Good bounce back win. They take the knee, can't stop the clock defensively. Tough opening week loss, but now 1-1.
Shows that they handled things really well. A lot of teams panic after a week 1 loss, and they start to think that the sky's falling. This team realizes there's a long season, and they feel very talented, and they get it done in this one.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for Washington, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium. And